Welcome back to another live stream. And I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I really do appreciate you. I'm still way off to being monetized. But anyway, whether monetized or not, I believe the information needs to get out there. So there was a meeting a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to do it then, but I have so much information, it's mind boggling. Little Dirk Big Little Dirk and FBG Duck's fathers got together to push peace in Chicago. And I thought that that was just amazing. Two, FBD Duck slain and supposedly, allegedly, Dirk had something to do with that in the backstream, even though I just do believe it was Vaughn, however. We got five young men locked up doing life in the federal penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a sad situation all the way around with the situation. As far as young black men, and so they both Muslims, so they brothers anyway. But let's get into it and leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment because I thought that this was just awesome. I need to Little Dirk and FBG Duck's fathers unite for peace and positivity after losing their son. That's right, because D Thing was his son too. So they both did lose. I forgot D Thing, he was the dad of D Thing as well. Wow. Chicago, often celebrated for its rich culture and resilience, has also been plagued by violence that claims too many young lives. Let's see if I can do this. Hmm. However, in a powerful move towards healing, the fathers of late Chicago rappers Little Durk and FBG Duck, damn, mm, 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 okay, have joined forces to advocate for peace. These two men, whose sons were icons in the city's drill music scene, have turned their tragedies into a mission to transform their communities. And this is the fathers here. I don't know if you can see that. That's FBD Duck and of course Little Dirk's dad. Dante Banks Sr., better known as Big Dirk, and FBD Duck's father, Leonard Weekly, understand the profound pain of losing loved ones to street violence. Little Dirk and FBD Duck, influential figures in Chicago's music scene, represented opposing sides of the city's infamous rivalries. Their fathers, however, had set aside past divisions, determined to create a better future for Chicago's youth. When I lost my son, I felt like my whole world ended, Weekly shared during a recent community event. But instead of staying in that darkness, I knew I had to fight for these kids who are still here. Wow. You talk about righting your wrongs. Big Dirt echoed this sentiment. We've both experienced unimaginable loss, but we also understand that it's never too late to make a chance, to make a change. We're using our pain as fuel to drive peace. The duo's efforts center on creating safe spaces, educational opportunities, and support systems for Chicago's youth. Their initiatives include support for affected families, recognizing the toll of violence on families. They partner with local organizations to provide grief counseling and resources to parents who've lost children to gun violence. Community outreach programs, events that unite young people from rival neighborhoods to foster dialogue and understanding. The goal is to break down barriers and create a sense of unity. Educational workshops. Sessions focus on the consequences of violence and the importance of making positive life choices. These workshops often feature mentors who share their own stories of overcoming challenges. Celebratory events for unity. The duo plans to host concerts and art showcases featuring local talent, emphasizing themes of peace and resilience. The work of Big Durk and Leonard Weekly complements broader initiatives aimed at reducing violence in Chicago, such as the Scaling Community Violence Intervention for a Safer Chicago SC2 program. SC2, which aims to halve shootings and homicides over the next decade, has seen measurable success with 2 consecutive years of double digit declines in shootings. From increased awareness to behavioral health because of grassroots collaboration among leaders like Big Dirk and Weekly to job opportunities and mentorships for at-risk youth through better established programs like SC2s. The shift in hope and unity now ripple over the entire city. These two fathers are rewriting the narrative in a city where violence often dominates headlines. Their message is clear: peace is possible when communities come together. The streets don't have to own our kids, Dirk said passionately at a recent rally. We can't change what happened to our sons, but we can change what happens next. Leonard Weekly said, it's about unity. If we can work together after everything we've been through, anyone can. Their hard work when work is already impacting. Young people are rebuilding their lives that had seemed stuck in the cycles of violence. Their families, through touched by loss, find community support. The city, forever scarred but resilient, is beginning to heal. Their story is a testament to the power of unity and strength that comes from turning pain into purpose. With leaders like Big Dirt and Leonard Weekly at the helm, hope is on the horizon, and Chicago's youth deserve a chance at a brighter future. That's awesome. That's awesome. As Big Dirk said, together we're showing the world that love and community can conquer even the deepest wounds. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's what it's about. We have more power together than apart, and we ain't woke up to that yet. Okay, let's get into the interview. And this is on the Chai podcast. Let me turn this off.
Okay, man. We are here with two giants in Chicago that have united in peace and looking to push progressive change in the city of Chicago, man. So we're here with two important individuals. We have with our brother Carl Rafiq. Uh, can you introduce yourself, brother?
My name is Carl, but I prefer Raphael Ben Israel. Um, I'm a person who's been system impacted, and I fight for the support of those who are impacted in society, which is our young people, to help them bring about change.
Okay. And we here with our renowned, esteemed brother, Abdul Haq.
Abdul Haq is just like the growth of the law. I would like to all the brothers out there, peace be on everyone out there. Everyone know that we try to eat with the brother Raphael, let the brother beautiful brother. We both on the same type of time here, trying to push and promote peace in the city here. Like different ways, one way that we try to do it from my perspective is through this love, and through Chicago cred, about the non-aggression and pushing that through the neighborhoods. And for people to try to get some spiritual balance in their life and trying to bring the law into their life, because everybody knows the number one change throughout the city or throughout the world, is bringing God back into your life. having that balance in themselves. So alhamdulillah for that.
Man, so
I also want to add to in perspective in terms of supportive organizations as well. Just to identify some of the organizations that I'm working with, which is one myself, which is Kids United for the Future, which is called CUF, as well as the Chicago Torture Justice Center to prevent police torture and police violence against those who are system impacted and their families as well.
so, appreciate that. So, you brothers are tied together in history in an unfortunate way. Both of your sons have passed away um, from unfortunate situations. Can we speak to how this happened? First of all, who is your son?
Well, I'm the father of Carlton Weekly. Most of the world society knows him as FBGW.
Okay. And your son, who?
My son in Chicago, well known in the streets throughout the DONTAY.
Okay. Man, how did this unity happen between you guys? Because in Chicago, often you don't see uh, this kind of unity occur between two men. How did this occur?
Well, alhamdulillah, we was able to, it was just on one of these forums here where you come to speak to the youth at one of our sites, ENT sites. He came to speak there, and I was doing a class at the same time. So the administration there was the brothers there was telling us, hey, call it there. In Rome, I'm gonna give them so and that's how we just came today talk to the site right here. So it had a very impactful.
Come on, StreamYard. Okay.
We appreciate you coming and spread that knowledge. Spread impact you had on today. They lied. Hopefully, we get to a point where they lied for change.
You did 26 years in prison, correct?
Mm-hmm.
No, you did 27.
27 years in prison. 27 years in prison. Do you mind speaking on what the crime was or anything?
I don't mind speaking on it. Most of it's still ongoing in terms of litigation, but the crime was. I'll leave it at that to that extent. But just to add to what my brother just said is that the connection in terms of being able to do the work that we're doing in our respective communities is vital. But it's important in terms of being able to have a coming together to be able to find result, to be able to bring about restorative, respectable change, not just for the lives of our family and friends and loved ones, but also the communities as well. So the impact that we both are hoping to make is to bring about a mindset that brings about a healing and a holistic healing, as well as a restorative change for all our young people as well.
When I hear both of you brothers speak, I can only imagine what would have been the outcome if you both were on the streets at the time where so much conflict was going on between guys from, both of your sons considered each other to be ops. Just hearing how eloquently you guys speak and how in direction that you guys are on, what do you think would have took place if your presence would have been around?
It's a good question.
He knows my strengths in terms of my perspective and how I see in terms of change but also being an agent for change, but not just through speaking it, but also living in terms of their life as well. So I think it would have had a huge impact. I think anyone that's present in the presence of their child's life has a huge impact, and and it has an importance to bring about change in a dramatic way, meaning the mindset, meaning also the functions, but also the features of that child as well when it comes to how that child grows and develops and what that child grows and develops to be and become as well.
When
If you will,
do how, yeah, go ahead.
because I just want to add a little bit more to even though that our son is no longer amongst us right now, and the impact that we would have had on their life, on lives, and being fitted a different out for that, but he also being fit that we be an impact to other children, be father figures to other children, mentors to other children, big brothers to other children. So when we couldn't change the perspective they were going through, and what is happening with their lives, we can change other lives from the programs that we're in now and the things that we do out here right now. Even from the small of walking on the street, we see something that's injustice, that's wrong, that people are doing, and we try to stop it that way too. So we try to have that impact in the father figure and other these youngsters' lives.
Um, when you witnessed your sons, what was the time frame? I heard you speak about this, but for the audience, the time frame between the time you got out and the death of your son.
My son was murdered August the 4th, 2020, and I was released August the 11th. So, a short
Wow.
time frame
Wow.
from the 4th to the 11th. So, that's a 7 day, that's a 1 week window.
1 week window. And
Wow.
what age was he when you was incarcerated? When you got incarcerated?
He was a baby.
Oh,
So
wow.
a baby, a baby, and then when
Mm.
son D-Day, you were incarcerated. How old was he?
We about 4 or 5 years old.
4 or 5 years old, so a toddler.
Yeah.
So can you speak on the effect of not having a father? What do you think that did to your children? And either one of you can speak first.
Well, growing up, and one of the things I like when your brother was saying in the class just then, he was speaking about that not having a balance in that household is an impact to a child. Not growing up to be a man and not showing him the true person who's a value in life that has a great impact upon the child. Because now only thing he can do is turn to get these answers from the street, which our children who have been gone start getting them answers from the street to other figures out there that they figure is cool and this is what's happening, this is going on. So, you struggling in between trying to tell them on the phone and do visits, but the greater speaking much greater volumes than what we can speak to them from the jail. But it was a great impact for the children to grow up in these inner cities without them father figure.
So,
What did you have something you want to speak to?
no, I was just adding, when a child is without the father, it has a huge effect mentally on that child, even though it has an impact on the father as well, not being able to be in position to be able to raise that child in the way that the father of that child should go. That means that the child is left to fend for himself in terms of his intake, what he take in, what he become a part of, more importantly, how he apply it as well. So the absent of a father is definitely huge, and they leave a perpetual existence on and lasting impact on that child because the child suffers and has to suffer mental issues of being without a father, forced to understand and to fend for himself, forced to make decisions to where he don't have a father that he can actually go to And even if we've had access to our children, but the reality is their presence makes a huge impact in terms of the transition of that child from a child to a man, from a child to a boy to a man.
You know, what are some things that you would like to see happen in Chicago and throughout the nation based on incarceration, incarcerated fathers, incarcerated parents, and the children of incarcerated people? Are there some changes that you would like to see made?
We speak of legislative change.
Legislative changes, what even even anything that's needed based on the fact of uh, a person that may be doing time. That's what should they be doing? What could they possibly do to help kind of like guide their kids or something like that? Because we got a lot of brothers that's doing time. A lot of these young brothers, they just started a 30-year bit with a child.
Wow.
Well, I'll say this, and legislators, I'll bring it back full circle. Um, there are laws that affect that are on the books that could affect those with long-term sentences. There are men and women who are in prison who have served long-term sentences of anywhere from 20 to 40 years. I think that it would be a huge impact if those men and women can be released and then have an opportunity to be able to integrate back into society and to their communities,
Facts.
to be able to add value to it.
Facts.
The recidivism rate for these men who are incarcerated is basically of non-existence. It's less than 1% when it comes to being a reoffender, if you will. I think that would be huge in terms of an impact, but also in terms of inside. I think more programming in terms of being able to have father and son programs to where the son and the father can have an opportunity to be able to build inside of that prison to where there can be not just deep and rich conversation, but also time spent. But time spent in terms of building and creating and having an opportunity to just like walk through the facility to have opportunity to see what it is that that parent is having to go through and use it as a deterrent to say, well, hey, you know what? This is what you don't want to be able to experience, and and everything that I'm going through is part of the suffering that I'm trying to prevent you from having to have access to. So
Facts.
that's just a few.
That's a great idea.
That I feel like that will have a huge impact on the prison system as well as those who are fathers and those who are parents inside of prison institutions.
I mean, that's everything on point right there. The only thing I would add, to save the time, is that our reentry program needs to be updated to fit the needs of the men and women that's getting out. You got to do something with the reentry program because it's not really covering the bases that need to cover. When they get out of prison, they still fending for themselves in a way that's really almost like they get no help, no assistance whatsoever. So we need to revamp that system right there where it can actually be more, pertinent to what they're looking for, what they need, and getting out ourselves, we know what them things are. So putting someone in charge of that program that did it, that know what the men and women need is what they actually put in charge of that program.
And housing is a big component of that restorative practice as well. Most of those who are so-called reoffenders, once they're released, one of the key major things that they need is housing. So when they're going back out into society, looking for jobs, looking for other resources, and then if there's a stress upon them from doing so, they got a place that they can go back to be able to regroup and have the opportunity to do it all over again. I think with all of the vacant properties and buildings that we have in these communities, one of the things I've been trying to push to is learn about what banks own these properties, going to these banks and trying to get those banks to to give some of those properties back to the community, so the community could then be able to revitalize those properties, so they can have affordable housing for those who are system impacted. Because as you know, for people who are system impacted, it's a difficult process when it comes to housing, whether it's through CHA or private landlords.
All right, man. Thank you guys, man. And we look forward to seeing you guys pushing peace and constantly doing this work, man. These non-aggression agreements are great. And hopefully, man, we can catch you guys at another time doing some better things and greater things and keep pushing forward, brothers. We got you. Peace.
Peace and peace.
Man, that's good. That's positive change. Both of them lost their children. Both of them grew up as ops in Chicago. One is a Muslim. He said Israel, so I'm assuming he's a Hebrew Israelite. I'm assuming, but they came together as fathers in they laws, being ops as grown men pushing peace for Chicago. Big ups to Big Durk and FBG Duck Dad. Man, and he said he got out a week before his son died. He said he actually spent 7 days with his son. Damn. They did a whole lot of time. And that's why we need healing in our black community. We really do. Fathers and sons, mothers and daughters. We got a lot of work to do. A lot of healing needs to come forth. And once we heal, we can stop hating one another. It's so much self hate. We hate each other so much. That's why we can just unalive each other. This is self hatred as at its best. That was really good. That make me proud. It really does. But I think I found some other stuff. Let me see. Oh no, I don't know why I did that. Oh shoot, this ain't working out. Why it's not working out? Oh wow. Oh, this church is new. He is something else.
Might have sparked this idea of pushing peace, and now look at the aftermath. You got people all over New York talking about peace and unity. It's almost like a trend now. And yeah, peace sounds great. Who wouldn't want that? The catch is though, people are trying to push peace without addressing the deeper issues. That's like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. Peace sounds nice on paper, but if you ain't making real changes behind the scenes, it's all just talk. But here's the real kicker. You can't be out here saying I'm pushing peace while you're on live dissing your ops or making threats. That's just confusion, pure and simple. One minute you're playing the peacekeeper, the next minute you're throwing gasoline on the fire. You gotta pick a side, period. If you're gonna push peace, you go all in, no tech. And honestly, no time. I mean, at this point, it's been, right? So I've credit to the ones who stuck to their guns with the peace message going and didn't flip the script for clout or attention. Now, moving on to the main event, FBG Ducks Pops and Lil Durk's Pops. These two are meeting up, taking pictures together. You've been best friends forever. Putting out this minutes, we call it too little, too late, though. People don't like when you wait till the damage is done to try and clean up the mess. You had all these body shopping, and now you want to come together and talk about you. It's almost people think just our stunt. But let's keep.
Even if it's a PR stunt, these are grown men now. They both did 25, 26 years in prison. These are men now. And you do, as you grow older, your way of thinking changes. When you become a man, you put away childish things. Even as a woman grows, your maturity, they're mature now. It's not too late. So I disagree with this.
Real. Mama Duck ain't just gonna sit on the sidelines and let this slide. She had her say in the comments, keeping it classy like the lady she is. Some folks expected her to pop off, act reckless, but nah, she said what needed to be said without getting out of pocket. She hit him with that God's with me line, staying humble and calm. You could tell she was hurt, but she didn't let the pain make her reckless. Respect to her for that. But hold up, there's more to it than just a polite comment. Mama Duck tried to reach out to Lil Durk's pops first. Yeah, you heard me. She reached out to
She
him,
did.
tried to set up something to make peace happen.
She did in 2021. She did reach out and she issued condolences for D things. She did. She did. That's true.
But what happened? Crickets. No response. Nada.
And you're wrong. He did respond. He did. Look it up.
Now, Dirk's pops decides to meet with Duck's pops, and we're all sitting here like, what's up with that? Is it that Dirk's pops just didn't vibe with Mama Duck? Is it because she's been too vocal on social media? Maybe Dirk's pops thought it would be better to meet with the man instead of the woman. You know, some old school thinking, let's talk man to man. Or maybe it's all about how the media's painted Mama Duck. They love to target her, make her seem like the problem. You know how the game goes. But let's not forget, Mama Duck didn't lose one, but three kids. That pain is different. She's been through hell and back. Emotions hit differently when you're burying your babies. One day you might want to turn the other cheek. The next.
And she lost 6 kids, not three. When did you make this? Because you sure didn't do no research. You made this 8 days ago. Trench talk. Oh, you just started because you sure didn't. Yeah, you just started. Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't do your research.
On revenge. It's messy, and unless you've walked in those shoes, you can't judge how someone reacts. And then, you got the comment that set it off. One dead, one in jail. People always wait until it's. Man, this one's been making the rounds, too. And yeah, it's a valid point.
And it's not too late because as long as there's life, there's still time. It's never too late. Everything happens for a reason. Even though we don't understand the timing, it always happened at the right time.
Should the fathers have been more present in their kids' lives? Of course, nobody's saying they should have just dipped out and left them hanging. But let's be real, life ain't.
They didn't dip out and leave them hanging. They was in prison. The hell? Okay, I had enough. Yep, I had enough of that. Mm-mm. Yeah, I definitely had enough of that. Dang, old block Louis. I got to do old block Louis. They say he unalived himself. That is so sad.
From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we.
And this is where she sent yep. She sent a Mama Duck she shared a screenshot that shows she sent a message to Little Dirk's father, Dante Banks Sr., in the wake of tragedy of losing his son, September 26, 22nd. So she did reach out.
Chicago gangs respond to Lil Durk and FBG Durk's father fight, turning the city into a battleground. Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you the most intense and unfiltered stories straight from the streets and the world of hip-hop. Today, we're diving into a situation that has escalated beyond anyone's imagination. After the shocking jailhouse brawl between Lil Durk and FBG Durk's father, the streets of Chicago have erupted into chaos. Gangs are now taking sides, and the city has turned into a war zone. Shots are being fired left and right, innocent lives are being caught in the crossfire, and Chicago is experiencing one of the most violent moments in recent history. Before we get into the heartbreaking details of this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. These are the kinds of stories that
Wait,
need
when
to be
did they
heard.
have a
Let's
fight?
jump right into it. The fallout from the jailhouse fight. The jailhouse fight between Lil Durk and FBD. Their father wasn't just it was that how cash and that.
Oh, they saying that this is fake news. I'm not, because I'm like, when did this happen? I ain't see heard nothing about this.
Toll of this violence is staggering. Hospitals are over.
Disregard, because I'm like, I ain't heard nothing about that. All right, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. What do you think? Big Dirt, FBD, Duck Dad coming together, pushing peace for Chicago. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Thank y'all.